Yasavan Sinha, General Yasavan Sinha, he said that in Kargil, India has lot to learn to maintain its neighbors strategically and militarily. That statement I still remember, because as a journalist I was that time in Delhi. I want to take your part also, Mr. Shamsul Alam Pantho. Sure. That is what one Indian commentator who is criticizing Indian government, that after the war, if a government promote his army chief, it is a signal that it is a reward. Pakistan government has promoted General Asif Munir into Field Marshal. India did not have any actions on the military, and according to his speech, Pakistan won this 4 days war. What do you say?
Well, I mean, it was regarding a terrorist attack, and the starting of this entire war that they had with Pakistan did not have any kind of grounds. And of course, in my opinion, it would be that India broke international law targeting and conducting precision strikes all the way inside Pakistan, and definitely Pakistan had retaliated. Of course, in the modern era, we also see that war is not only fought with military power, it is also fought with intrinsic principles such as the information war, if you would call it a war of narratives. I have said it numerous times before. Here in very many instances, Donald Trump claims that it was his trade negotiation and this trade issue that he used to settle this dispute between India and Pakistan. But if you look at the core of the problem, the Water Sharing Pact, the Indus Water Treaty, many of the cross-border trade issues that there were, these are not solved as of yet. And millions of farmers inside Pakistan are still wary of how much water they will have to survive a crop growth. However, of course, the EAM, Mr. Jaishankar, had said that it was completely due to India's military tactics that they had. They claim that they win this war, but not just Pakistan, across every other nation who are there in the global field, they think that this is a new abnormal that is coming out of India. Of course, Donald Trump being the leader of the United States, President of the United States, he did say many times that it was his negotiation skills that had ended this war. A similar notion we see between Cambodia and Thailand. Of course, that one was mediated by Anwar Ibrahim of
Malaysian Prime Minister.
So, of course, US wants to actively stop wars, but also create them in some capacities as well.
They are helping Israel to kill the innocent people. A major global power shifts towards bilateral trade deals. Are we witnessing the erosion and multilateral diplomacy? Because world is going to be divided. One side is China, one side is Russia, one side is United States of America.
Well, Mr. Kanchal, let me elaborate further on what you just said. Mr. Rashid was talking about how the EU Commission had met China, and how EU is trying to understand their future. If you want to see how much Chinese development has taken place, you want to see how much US developments has taken place. And in recent weeks, we only understand that the US is now fueling this aggression inside the Gaza Strip, and it has claimed the lives of 60,000 people, and that number is growing every hour. As the aid distribution centers, as people who are lining up for aid, they are facing the stroke of the bullet, and some are dying in very gruesome manner. Of course, before the UN General Assembly set to take place in September, countries are now following the trend to condemn Israel in its action and to push forward the two-state solution. Something that Israel and Palestine, the state itself, has been having a tough time over the last few decades. Even though various countries, major powers, are saying that two-state solution is proposed, and whether what they can do to arrive at that solution, Israel seems to be very extremist in its actions and what they're trying to do. Aside from this, the entire world understands that America is being led by Donald Trump, someone who is infamous for setting deadlines and disregarding them on his own. We've seen he said that he'll give time to Iran for 2 weeks or 14 days before he'll understand if an attack was required. He broke that himself in 3 days. Now again, we see a similar pattern in the Russian tariff issue. They said that if Russia doesn't stop their aggression or their attack into Ukraine, initially he said he would give them 50 days, which has now turned into 10 days. So this, of course, creates a heightened tension between all the nations of this planet in what there is to understand from military escalations worldwide. And of course, one must understand this is a world where humans are attacking humans based on imaginary lines drawn upon God's creation. That's what I understand. Is humans are attacking other humans depending on what kind of intention they want to create or what kind of intention they have between one another.
Sir, this morning former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev has tweeted in his personal X handle.
Yes.
He said that giving the timeline to Russia by Donald Trump is a direct threat of war between, not between Russia and Ukraine, it is between Russia and the United States, and this tweet has been publicized in different medias also. Do you think Donald Trump is going to be able to stop this war between Russia and Ukraine? Later I will come to Sir also for this question.
Well, to stop the war, this is not a conventional war. It's not an escalation of 2-3 days or weeks. It has lasted for the better half of the last 3 years, with numerous casualties, numerous soldiers dying as well on both sides. Even foreign soldiers who are fighting for Russia, even they have had casualties. Not just so, Donald Trump must think out of the box with this one. He cannot just threaten him and give him a deadline that you must stop this. His war machine, the Russian war machine, is running very smoothly. I don't see anyone in Russia having some kind of economic issue for their own economy to grow. You know that they're a part of the BRICS nation with India, China, Brazil and South Africa. So definitely there are other global leaders who are in accordance to Russia in what they are doing. Of course, they don't support the war directly, but they support the economy of Russia. And the economy, if benefited, will definitely play a major role in their aggression of Ukraine. But Donald Trump's policy and how he's trying to handle the matter is unconventional, to say the least.